Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. It's Tuesday, March the 5th. On this Tuesday, we got some special things happening, like this one, National Multiple Personalities Day. So if you have more than one personality, today is your day and your day. It's also National Cheese Doodle Day, National Absinthe Day, A-B-S-I-N-T-H-E. What is that? Absinthe. Is that like I don't know what it is. It's today's the day. And it's Fat Tuesday, so I'm celebrating by being fat. Oh, that's not what that is?
No.
It's part of Mardi Gras. Hey, coming up later in the program, we have Tuesdays with Charlie. Going to be chatting with my father-in-law. That's her dad. We do that every Tuesday just because we can. It's always a lot of fun. So we'll be chatting with him before you know it. And a lot of fun stuff to get to on this Tuesday edition of the John and Heidi Show.
Do you have a pretty good sense of humor? You might like this. Early in the morning each day and every day, we share something weird to make people laugh at weirdgiftoftheday.com. You don't need to sign up for anything. You don't even need to spend a penny. Just follow the page on Facebook and get a smile to start each day when we share the weird gift of the day. Not on Facebook? That's okay. You can see the weird gifts on our website too. weirdgiftoftheday.com. That's weirdgiftoftheday.com.
Now, surveys and studies and such, brought to you by BetterCreditCards.net. A study by the National Weather Service found that Los Angeles had the coldest February in 60 years. So there are a lot of folks around the country that have had a pretty chilly February. I'm glad it's March, and it doesn't seem like it.
It sure doesn't.
But we're only a few weeks away from spring.
It sure doesn't seem like
Meanwhile, I saw on Facebook yesterday or 2 days ago, somebody had a wanted poster with Puxatawny Phil on it. So.
Yeah.
A lot of folks not thrilled because he predicted an early spring.
Liar.
I hope he's right. You know, it's not too late. We could still get that. But I know a lot of folks that are not thrilled with the weather we've had this winter, and it'll be done before you know it. Thanks for listening to Surveys and Studies and such, brought to you by BetterCreditCards.net.
Is your credit card a good fit for you? How did you even get the card you have now? Was it mailed to you? Those are usually the worst cards. They typically have higher fees and rates. Someone has to pay all that postage to mail out millions of cards every day. If you like a better credit card, check out the website bettercreditcards.net. This is a great place to find the cards that are usually a better fit for you. Bettercreditcards.net. That's bettercreditcards.net.
And this is Your Brain on Drugs, brought to you by TimeForRehab.com. A 26-year-old New Jersey woman who was dangerously drunk just after midnight assaulted 2 police officers and an emergency medical technician after she lost money in a pinball machine. Well, that's not a good idea.
Well, at least she had a reason.
No, not a good one. Kylie Nicole Cunningham was reimbursed for the money lost in the machine, but then she punched the glass on the game. She decided to leave Blue Mountain Lanes, but instead requested more alcohol. I'm sorry, she was asked to leave. I said she decided to leave. She was asked to leave, but she said, no, I want more booze. They refused. Then she threw a cup of water at an employee. An officer caught up with her while she was walking down the street. He asked for ID. The officer noticed the smell of alcohol. She refused to give him the ID, began yelling obscenities, slurring her words, and lost her balance. When it was all said and done, she ended up assaulting a couple of officers and emergency assistants, and she was restrained in handcuffs. That is not a good plan. Don't do that.
Over what, a couple of quarters?
Yeah, she even got the money back. So she got the money back. Then she just wanted another drink, and they're like, "You've had plenty."
Yeah, it's time for you to
Oh, you
go.
think I have, huh? And she proved that she had more than plenty. All right, this is definitely what happens when your brain is on drugs.
John and Heidi.
Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com. Johnny Depp claims that his ex-wife, Amber Heard, had an affair with Tesla owner Elon Musk just 1 month into their marriage. That's not good.
Yikes.
There's a lot going on in that story. Khloe Kardashian is now blaming Tristan Thompson for cheating on her, not Jordan Woods. So she was cheating. She was blaming the other woman. Now she's finally blaming, her husband.
Okay.
So. And then Lena Dunham is defending Jordan Woods in her fight with Khloe Kardashian. Okay. And then Claire Danes says she once got, quote, got stupid when she met Beyonce backstage at an award show. Okay. I don't know who most of these people are. And then one last story. Andy Cohen is in the news as well. He was spotted on a dating site just 3 weeks after bringing home his adopted baby. So
I don't know who any. I mean, most of them.
I thought maybe I was out of touch, but we're both out of touch.
We don't
This
watch
is-
TV. We don't
Yeah.
pay any attention
Big
to
screen,
this kind of stuff.
little screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com.
Here's a fun trip back to the 80s.
Surely you can't be serious.
Join us in Las Vegas for 80s in the Desert May 3rd and 4th. Hang out with other 80s fans.
International language of love.
Meet several 80s icons from the movies and rock out to awesome music from the 80s. Flock of Seagulls, The Romantics, Mr. Scandal with Patti Smythe, Thomas Dolby, Pretty Poison, and more. See the full list of bands and icons at radiotravelgroup.com. That's radiotravelgroup.com.
Now your scoop of the day, brought to you by BetterCreditCards.net. Model and actress Emily Ratajkowski and her millionaire movie producer husband they're in the news. I don't know if you saw this. It came out this weekend. They've been living rent-free in their New York City loft because of a loophole that protects struggling artists. Wait a minute. Struggling? She's a model and actress that makes a pretty darn good living, and he's a millionaire movie producer. How are they struggling?
Who is she?
She's a model actress, Emily Ratajkowski.
Okay.
I don't know if I said it right. I've got it. If you want to look, there's a link in the show notes if you want to see who she is. I clicked on it to see. I was like, oh, yeah, it's her. I've seen her before. I don't know in what, but. And if I cared, I might actually go a little further than that. I cared enough to go, who is this that we're even talking about? But I didn't track down anything else. Video's gone viral of a Louisiana man who was arrested for burglarizing homes wearing a gorilla costume.
Well, I mean, you gotta have a disguise.
Yeah, you're gonna do it, Don't do it, but if you're gonna do it, just saying. R. Kelly. Oh, this is such a bizarre story. So R. Kelly was arrested for having relations with young ladies.
Yes.
So,
children.
So this story on its own is bizarre, but then here's the really bizarre thing. R. Kelly was bailed out by a daycare worker who once met the singer on a spirit cruise around Lake Michigan. What?
Okay.
I don't quite understand.
Here's the thing. I mean, this person is probably clearly a fan.
A fan and a friend.
And they're thinking, hey, now that he's kind of down on his luck, he might look twice at a daycare worker.
I don't know. Like, hey, well, you got access to all kinds of youngins, don't you? So I just think that is such. And
that's not
again,
even where I was going.
I mean,
that is just wrong.
I meant no disrespect to anybody. I just saw that and I thought there's definitely something weird about that story. So I don't know. Again, who knows? I'm going to move on. An Alaskan Airlines flight from Chicago to Seattle had to be diverted to Minneapolis when a strange odor filled the cabin. I don't know exactly what it was, but I've actually read like 3 or 4 stories recently where one was body odor, where they had to stop and kick someone. Another one was a person who was flatulent, and they had to stop and kick him off. So I'm not sure what was going on this one. But from Chicago to Seattle, they're like, okay, we're stopping in Minneapolis. Something's going on here. Police in Florida ended a 4-hour hostage standoff by offering the gunman pizza.
That would work for me.
Yeah.
I don't care how irate I was. If they offered that to me, we had a situation like that. Remember when when the guy was like on a roof or something? The officers ordered pizza and they sat at their cars eating pizza and like, are you hungry? He was up in the tree.
Oh yeah, that's right. It's a couple years back.
Yeah, and they ordered pizza.
I remember that. And then they all just sat around because he was hungry. And then the guy finally did climb down.
Yeah,
didn't
he climbed down for the pizza.
So if we come down, can I have? You gonna save me a piece of the? I want specialty, or I'm not moving an inch. Come on down. You have a specialty. You're gonna sit it over here all by itself. Come on down. I'm being serious. Come on. It's pizza. Does that smell good? All right. One last thing here. The Mardi Gras is getting underway in New Orleans this week. 1 million people are expected to attend. I've never been there. Have you ever been to Mardi Gras?
I have not.
Is that something you would like to go to?
When I was a travel agent, I've told you this many times, but I sent a client there for a business trip, and he took a wrong turn heading back to his hotel and got stabbed 35 times
How
in an
crazy is
alley.
that? By the same assailant. It wasn't 35 different
35
people.
different guys.
I just want to make sure. It's bad. It ain't that bad. I just want to make sure that's clear. But yeah.
Dodging knives as he's walking.
Whoa. What did I do to upset all of you? Again, not trying to make light of the situation. I just want to make sure we cleared that up.
It was all the same guy.
Break brought to you by the Mardi Gras Tourism
He did
Committee.
live. I mean, but he called me to see if I could change his return flight home because
I'm in intensive care. Yeah, that's not good. All right.
Holy crap.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Tuesday. We have Tuesdays with Charlie coming up.
Do you have IRS tax problems? Are they keeping you up at night? Afraid to open your own mail or even answer your telephone? If your tax problems are affecting your family life, you need to know you have options. You have rights, and we'll make sure you get them. Call and speak with Mike Habib, the tax expert who will handle your case at 877-78-TAXES or online at myirs.taxrelief.com. That's 877-78-TAXES or myirs.taxrelief.com.
And it's time right now for my favorite program, something we do every Tuesday just because we can. We pick up the phone and we call my father-in-law for a little thing we like to call Tuesdays with Charlie.
It's Tuesdays with Charlie on the John and Heidi Show.
How you doing, Charlie?
Boy, does the time fly. It's already Tuesday.
It is. Time flies very fast because we're having fun. They say time flies when you're having fun, you know.
Seems like it was just Friday and now it's Tuesday.
Yeah, I know. Time, it just ticks right by. We skipped the whole darn weekend. Well, it's because you were passed out all weekend. But
There you go.
what are we going to learn about this week, Charlie?
Back in the day, don't say when, but prisoners in Paris were offered freedom if they married prostitutes and moved to Louisiana.
No kidding.
Really?
What a deal.
So they said you have your freedom, but you have to marry a prostitute and you have to move to the United States and live in Louisiana.
Why marry a prostitute? I suppose they're getting rid of two bad things at the same time.
France was cleaning up the country. That's kind of funny.
Louisiana must be the place to go. I don't know.
Well, back in the day, apparently.
Wow.
A morning poop is healthiest since your body digests the food from the day before while you were asleep, so you want to get rid of that.
So that's the best time of day to try to schedule that?
Yep.
So if you can be regular right away.
That's disgusting.
That is.
Disgusting.
Hey, you're the one that brought it up.
Hey, then, when asked by a lady to spend a summer's night with her, Benjamin Franklin asked to postpone that until winter when nights were longer.
Oh, that's sweet.
No, it's not sweet.
That's sweet. He wanted to spend more time with her.
Well, yeah, but you know what they were doing. That's why he wanted to spend time with her, you idiot.
So Ben Franklin was a ladies' man, is what you're saying.
Yes.
Huh.
An unknown man in Norway has been pooping in golf course holes for 10 years.
Why?
If I ever catch him, I'll kill him.
Can you imagine that, Charlie? You finally sink the
Go
putt?
in to reach your ball.
Aw.
Oh, that's nasty.
That's why I say I'd kill that guy.
That's not nice.
Llamas, you know what them are?
Yeah.
I love llamas.
They're born with an extra pair of fighting teeth
Really?
that they use to bite off other llamas' testicles, making them the only fertile male in the group.
Really? I did not know this.
I didn't know this either.
I should get some fighting teeth, go around and bite people.
Let's not. You wonder why nobody calls you now. What happened? I was lining up a putt, and out of nowhere, Charlie Nelson jumped out of the bushes and bit me. Should have never got those dentures.
I got one last thing for you.
All right, what's that?
In Italy, it's illegal to insult a man by saying he has no balls.
Really?
It's illegal?
It's illegal.
Holy cow.
Did not know that.
No holy balls.
Wonder what the punishment is for that.
I don't know.
You ready for something, Charlie?
I probably know the answer to it. Let me give it to me.
Okay, we always talk about the speed of light, and how fast something goes at the speed of light. Light doesn't always travel at the same speed. What is the slowest ever recorded speed at which light was traveling?
Well, how would anybody know
I just think it's fascinating.
Okay.
How many miles per hour? How many? So it's just a number. And I'll tell you if you're high or low. How many miles per hour do you think the slowest light has ever been recorded moving?
2 mile an hour.
It was more than that.
38.
38 miles per hour. So
Okay.
it's a lot slower than the speed of light.
I don't know how anybody would know that.
I don't know.
What is the speed of light, John? Do you know what the regular speed of light is?
39 miles an hour. Okay. It's probably more than that. It is the speed of light.
My 2 mile an hour is not too far off there.
Yeah. Yeah, relative terms. Both of us are wrong.
Oh, gosh.
Well, Charlie, it's always a pleasure to chat with you. I look forward to doing this again next week.
I might not do it next week.
Oh, you'll do it. You'll forget all about this by then.
I already forgot about it.
All right. Thanks, Charlie.
Bye, Daddy.
Bye, Fluff. Bye, John.
Bye-bye. My father-in-law right there. We talk to him every Tuesday just because we can. It's a little program we like to call Tuesdays with Charlie.
Is your credit card a good fit for you? How did you even get the card you have now? Was it mailed to you? Those are usually the worst cards. They typically have higher fees and rates. Someone has to pay all that postage to mail out millions of cards every day. If you like a better credit card, check out the website bettercreditcards.net. This is a great place to find the cards that are usually a better fit for you. Bettercreditcards.net. That's bettercreditcards.net.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
There is an actual planet that is run completely, entirely by robots, and we know where it is. As a matter of fact, we sent the robots there. It's Mars. Mars is run by robots.
It's
Red
not
Planet
run by robots.
has-
There's robots on it. It's not like it's a functioning
It has no
society.
alien life that we've found, but there's a lot of stuff going on up there with robots. The entire population is robots. NASA's Curiosity rover, Odyssey, and Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter. They're all hanging out on Mars. So there is a planet that's completely populated by robots. There's only a few of them, but there you go. Today's fun fact.
Okay.
Here's a fun trip back to the 80s.
Surely you can't be serious.
Join us in Las Vegas for 80s in the Desert May 3rd and 4th. Hang out with other 80s bands.
International language of love.
Meet several 80s icons from the movies and rock out to awesome music from the 80s. Flock of Seagulls, The Romantics, Mr. Scandal with Patty Smythe, Thomas Dolby, Pretty Poison, and more. See the full list of bands and icons at radiotravelgroup.com. That's radiotravelgroup.com.
Now, fear this. Time for fun with phobias. Heidi, nomophobia. Have we talked about this one before? Nomophobia. You think you know what it is?
I feel like I remember this one, but I don't know what it is.
Fear of being without mobile phone coverage.
Oh.
Nomophobia.
No, then we
I
haven't
don't know
had
if
that
we
one.
have.
I would have remembered that.
I've been reading ahead on some of these, so then I can't remember if I read them to you or if I just read them.
I know a lot of people, though, who seriously have that.
I probably have a little bit of
I
that.
know you have that.
I have some of that. We were just talking about, we watched...
I've left for like the whole day without my phone, and you're freaking out.
Like, where's your phone?
Where's your phone? Why don't you have your phone?
Because I'm trying to get a hold of you. Because you go into a store, you're like, hey, I'll be inside, and I'm calling. She left her phone at home. Now I got to sit here and wait for her? Like the old-fashioned olden times? Back in the day, people did this? I'm like, I give up. Just stop. Don't make me do this. Nomophobia, fear
It
of
was
being...
a better time. I remember being able to just leave, and people couldn't reach you all the time.
Nomophobia, fear of being without mobile phone coverage. That's today's fun with phobias.
Do you have a pretty good sense of humor? You might like this. Early in the morning each day and every day, we share something weird to make people laugh at weirdgiftoftheday.com. You don't need to sign up for anything. You don't even need to spend a penny. Just follow the page on Facebook and get a smile to start each day when we share the weird gift of the day. Not on Facebook? That's okay. You can see the weird gifts on our website too. weirdgiftoftheday.com. That's weirdgiftoftheday.com.
Now some weird news brought to you by weirdgiftoftheday.com. This is a weird story from upstate New York. Police say a man there staged his own abduction and robbery to avoid paying his Super Bowl debt. No, it was $50,000. That's a big bet. I think it's more than one person. He was trying to avoid paying out $50,000 for a Super Bowl pool that he organized.
Oh, my God.
Robert Brandel tied himself up in the back seat of his own truck and in a parking lot. A 60-year-old man... so it's not like this is some kid. It's somebody who should know better. This is right outside of Niagara Falls. He had rope around his neck, and the other end was looped around his headrest. He was bound by hands and ankles with duct tape, looking for a big score on the big game. He was trying to be a high roller and put together this little Super Bowl pool. None of his numbers hit, and he couldn't pay out most of the $50,000 that he had promised to people. So he tried to, falsely pretend like the money was stolen.
It was stolen.
They kidnapped me and stole all the money. Well, no. He got caught. He's due in court later this month. That is some weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. Now, your Moment of Duh. This has made its rounds online. Moment of Duh brought to you by FunkyMonkeyShirts.com. I'm sure you've probably seen the photo of the people involved. But a brawl at a buffet in Alabama surprised diners. A couple of people got boiling mad when they ran out of crab legs.
Boiling mad.
Oh, yeah. They ran out of crab legs. So there was a scuffle over the final ones, and a woman and a man got in a fight, and they both have mugshots online now. Have you seen this floating around?
I have not, but I've never understood the fascination with crab legs. I mean, they're fine, but it's a lot of work for just a tiny, tiny, tiny bit of meat.
It is a lot of work. So the lady says, they cut me in line. She cut me in line. He cut me in line. I was here first.
Jeez.
So this person, there's a couple different people. John Chapman and Chiquita Jenkins. Those were the two that were arrested. They were eating at the buffet, taking the kids out for dinner. The tempers got the best of them. They both were charged with disorderly conduct. So, third-degree assault for one of them as well. Not a good thing. Not a really good day at the buffet when you have to get arrested.
Can I tell my grandpa's crab leg story?
No, we're not going to do that. Don't think so. Not on the air. Not going to happen. You can share that on Facebook. Trust me, it's not a radio story. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Is your credit card a good fit for you? How did you even get the card you have now? Was it mailed to you? Those are usually the worst cards. They typically have higher fees and rates. Someone has to pay all that postage to mail out millions of cards every day. If you like a better credit card, check out the website bettercreditcards.net. This is a great place to find the cards that are usually a better fit for you. Bettercreditcards.net. That's bettercreditcards.net.
Now, these three things. Heidi, tell me, what do these three things have in common? A Toyota, race car, dad. And it's what these words all happen to be, by the way. So it has nothing to do with the content of the words. But then again, I guess it all has everything to do with the content of the word. Mom would be another. Wow would be another that would add to this list of these three things, what they have in common.
Okay, what is it?
They're all palindromes. Palindromes, which means they're spelled the same forward and backwards. M-O-M is spelled the same forward and backwards. D-A-D.
Did you say Toyota?
A Toyota.
Oh, good Lord.
There you go. That's today's. That's today's. These.
So ridiculous.
I'm sorry. These three things.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is good news. Comes your way courtesy of RadioTravelGroup.com, and all of the details are on there. See, now I don't have to do the promo code and all that stuff.
Okay.
Big event coming up in Las Vegas, May 3rd and 4th. Again, all the details.
But it is promo code radio.
But that's on the website.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's a lot easier now. RadioTravelGroup.com. Hey, this was an amazing story. Here's the headline. Watch teens pull off incredible ski lift rescue of boy dangling 20 feet in the air. I watched this. I didn't watch it live.
I didn't watch it. You told me about it.
It was amazing. There's some boys that were just out, having some fun, skiing, enjoying some time on the hill at a place called Grouse Mountain, Vancouver, Canada. And there was a dad and his son that were going up the ski lift. And somehow, I don't exactly know how this happened, but the son slipped and was hanging there, like dangling from the ski lift.
Gosh.
Which would be very scary. It's like 25 feet in the air. So these kids that were out there just having a good old time, they saw some snow fence, the orange fence that looks like a big net.
Yep.
They yanked that So it was broken loose. They pulled it over there, and they hovered under this kid, and they pulled it like a giant safety net so the kid could fall and land in the net. How cool is that?
That's very cool.
There's some quick-thinking kids, and it's really cool. If you get a chance to watch the video, it's just so much fun to watch these kids because they're like, young teens.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, I don't know, has ever called me a hero before. It's kind of,
Yeah, that's pretty
neat.
cool.
It's kind of neat to be called a hero. But they were like, we were just there, and we thought, hey, what should we do to help? It was just really, I think, a neat video. The cool thing is they get free passes, season passes. I don't know if it's just for the rest of this season.
I'm sure it's forever. Oh,
Hopefully.
my gosh. How could it not be?
Yeah, but they saved this 8-year-old boy, and I don't know that he would have died from that fall, but he certainly would have banged up, like broke a leg or something, because that's a pretty good fall.
That's a really
so
big
they
fall.
pulled this they pulled a snow fence out and
that's really
used that as a
super
safety
cool.
net. This whole group of boys, I think that's neat. I've got
Gives
a link
you hope
to that
for
story.
the future, doesn't it?
Yeah, it
Kids
does.
like that.
I've got a link to that in the show notes. All the details at johnandheidishow.com. You want to click the show notes thing at the top of the page to find that. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Tuesday.